How's it going, Gremlins? Gonna try to work on the e-brake issue. Obviously, emergency brake or parking brake is kind of important in a manual car. Whether you're parking on a hill or steep driveway or something like that, you can obviously leave it in gear, but that a little bit of extra safety. And if you decide that you want to do some stupid stuff and pull the e-brake and drift around, these cars ain't got a lot of power, but they do have a little bit of fun to them. Although I don't know how it'll drift with the tires this wide. That'll be something for the future. As you can see, I ripped most of the purple off, so the only bit of purple left is in the little vanity plate right there, which I gotta take that off to get to it, so it's staying there for now. So currently there is some e-brake. Say, I'll post a clip of it where you can pull it in and out, and it does work. It's just not engaging, so it looks like I need to work on that. I believe. Let me get down here. Try and get a shot. There should be a screw somewhere up in here. I think maybe in there. Kind of hard to tell. I think it's that one that's slightly behind the cable or the hose. But yeah, so I need to adjust that to try to make some room for the e-brake. I may have to move this cable, unfortunately. So hopefully I can loosen that just enough to move it around without having to bleed the brakes again. So I'm going to try and find some wrenches and get on that, and then I'll get back and show you what's going on. Okay, so unfortunately I had to try to get a shot in here. I had to take the brake line off to get to the screw, and I believe there's an Allen head in there that I'm going to figure out to loosen up to set the e-brake. So I'll see what that is. I need to move my bucket because it's not catching it. I'm going to use you guys to... There we go. Mountain Dew bottle for the win. Try and do this quick, so... yeah, so I don't know how well you can see, but bolts out, and I believe there's an Allen head or something in there to loosen up. So I'm going to get to that. Since I didn't figure you guys wanted to watch me struggle, this is kind of part 2. I was going to do a second video, but the first video I just cut short. I could not get the e-brake to work, which we'll go over in the second half of this video. So just ignore the first part where I do the introduction. I'm just combining 2 videos together to make it easier for you guys. How's it going, Gremlins? Today we're going to be looking at the rear brake caliper from my 95 Miata. Unfortunately, since I bought the car, I have always had issues with e-brake, not wanting to work properly. So I don't know if you can really see, but I can move it in and out, and the piston itself isn't moving at all. I did buy a couple rebuild kits off, I believe, Flying Miata. They're Fren or Fern kits. They come with new pistons, boots, all kinds of grease and stuff for them. I did get the new cylinder in. Unfortunately, that did not fix the e-brake. So we're going to take it all back apart and take it completely apart and see if we can't see the internals of it and see what's going on. So this will be a kind of a, not necessarily a guide, but me tearing it down, and you can kind of follow the steps if you have the same problem. So first thing we're going to do is on the back side here, you got a 14 mil bolt. So depending on how tight yours is, I had this loose. So you just want to break this loose and thread it out. So once this is threaded out, just be careful. There may be a washer, or in this case, it's a copper crush washer just to keep the brake fluid from leaking past it, or maybe some sort of O-ring. I believe the kits come with O-rings. And then you're going to need a Allen wrench of, let's see, that's a 4 mil. And inside of here, there's a piece that you can spin. I don't know if I can get it to come out or not. Yeah, there we go. So there's a little gear. It might be hard to tell, but it's got some splines on it. And inside of here, there's another piece with splines. So you just take that, and that is how you adjust your piston piece here in and out. You're supposed to be able to. So I gotta take this and spin it all the way out before I can get any farther. Say it might be hard to tell, but you can see as I'm spinning it, it is coming out. Oops. And there goes my gear. Okay, so once you have this all the way out, say it does have the boot on it, so you may have to pull that back to get this to come out. If you got a pair of pliers or channel locks or something, just something to get a hold of it. You just want to kind of get a hold of it. Try and get an angle. Just kind of wiggle, pull. May have to twist some, but it should, in theory, come out. There we go. A little more force than I could do on the table. So now this is out, I can take off the rubber boot. Say it's a brand new one. They come in the kit. So for these, it might be hard to tell. See if I can get the light to hit it. There is threads inside of that, and that is what screws everything together in and out. Initially, I thought that was the problem with this. It was the threads were pulled out, but I put the new one in, which this is the new one, and I still have the same issue, so it's not that. Internally, you can see that there's a screw. Maybe. Try and get the light to hit it. Let me find something. Let me find a flashlight or something. Okay, back with a flashlight. Ooh, don't want flashing. So inside of there, there's a screw that goes all the way down. And then on the very, very bottom of that, it's not really a good spot to show. There is a couple little tiny, not a couple, there's one little tiny ring, snap ring, I guess. So I'm not sure how much justice I can do this. But in the very, very bottom, there's a snap ring down there. And a fly in the middle of winter. So we'll have to take that out, and that is what takes apart the e-brake mechanism. I already did take off the spring and the holder for it, or call it, I guess, whatever you want to call it. So they're right here. Say those will go, I believe the collar goes first, and then the spring over top, and then that's what pivots to pull the e-brake back. When you're done pulling on it and you release it, that's what puts it back into its unlocked location, so that way it doesn't stick. So now we're going to try, see if I can't get these nice long snap ring pliers down this hole and get this snap ring off. I have tried many times with some picks. It is not working at all, so hopefully this works. So let me see if I can figure this out. Alright, I know when to admit defeat. I have spent an hour plus messing with this thing, trying to get that clip out. It's in there for ever, I guess. I don't know if the previous owner, when he did the brakes, I'm guessing these are aftermarket because of how they're cheaply painted. They're definitely not powder coated. So I don't know if the clip in there is the wrong size and he just forced it in or what. But I have tried every pick I have. I have ground these down, say the ones I have, to get in there better. No matter how tight I squeeze it, it just does not go. I cannot get it to the internal clip to squeeze enough to make clearance. So we're just going to put it back together the rest of the way with the rebuild kit. I did forget to change the seal out last time, so we will do that real quick. Also, I'm just going to go over the rebuild kit real quick because I got most of the stuff here. So this kit comes with everything you need, and some stuff you probably don't. So it has the slides that go over top of your, I should say that your brakes go into. It's got both of those. So obviously if you have them in the car, you don't need it. It comes with a new piston, the new boot to seal it. It also comes with a new internal ring that goes inside here. See if I can't get the old one out real quick. To replace that, that's what prevents, well, hopefully prevents your brake fluid from coming out past the piston onto your brake caliper, or your brake, yeah, I guess your caliper and your rotor and your brake pads, all those things. I'm sure that brake fluid onto those is probably not the best thing. So we'll see if I can't get this to go back in. Put the new one in real quick. Helps if I grab the right pick. Use the pick to get it in there. So all this does, try and get you guys close to it. That's just that seal in there. You just got to kind of fold it and manipulate it a little bit to get it to where it needs to go. I got it most of the way with my hands, and then use the pick to kind of reseat it the rest of the way, kind of move it around. This kit does also come with your rubber boots for the slides, along with, this is for, dang it, if I can get it so where you guys can see it, maybe. It's kind of the gasket that goes around the seal for the e-brake, which unfortunately I cannot get off, so don't need that one. And then it comes with both the boots. To replace these don't look like they're in too bad a shape, so I'm not going to worry about replacing it. If you decide to, they have them. I'm going to keep it just because if something does happen, I have spares. And I think that's about it. It also comes with a new nipple too, for a bleeder nipple if you need that. For some reason yours is broken or whatever. And then it comes with these last two little pieces that I cannot get out to save my life. So it comes with a little rubber piece. It's like a little rubber plug. It's kind of hard to see, I guess, maybe. I can get it in my hand. So I'm guessing that's just supposed to go in the back here, just to plug the hole while you're working on it. I guess that way your fluid and stuff that's in there don't come out. And then it does also come with a little rubber O-ring. So I'm not sure if that's supposed to go for the bolt in the back, where you adjust it, where the splines are, or if that's to go where your brake line goes in. Mine have copper crush washers on them, so I'm not worrying about replacing those right now. So I'm going to put this all back together real quick, and then we'll attempt to put it back on the car. I say attempt because we'll see how much of a pain in the butt it wants to be. Maybe I can get lucky and just by cleaning and rebuilding this, the e-brake will work. I mean, I can actuate it up and down, I guess, a little bit, but not a lot. So hopefully I get something out of it. It wasn't a complete waste of money, but either way, this piece was broken. So I had to get that so I could adjust it in and out to begin with, because this had zero adjustment to it. So I'm going to get back to putting this together. So first thing you got to do is get this boot on. The easiest way I've found to do it is slide it over top of the piston. And it wants to lock in on the ring on the piston. Dang it. Let's see if I can get this on here. It's not want to cooperate. But you need to slide it past it and kind of get it undone. That way when you put it on, you can put it in the seal. You can seal it to the caliper first. That was the easiest way I found. I just kind of squish it in there, wiggle it around a little bit. So once you get it most of the way in, you can kind of take a screwdriver or pick, just pop it in. And then once you get to the top of the piston, once it's threaded all the way in, the top will seal, so you don't have to worry about that. There we go. Finally got to bite. I didn't have that quite pushed in far enough. So now you're just gonna thread it all the way back in. So you can see right there where that just snapped onto it. It's a lot easier to put it on that way than try to fight the bottom piece. So that's what I found. I'm doing the other side. There we go. Spring's back on. So it's kind of a pain in the butt to get on. Obviously it's a spring. So just one side catches here, the other side catches there, and that gives it that retention force on it to spring it back. So when you pull the e-brake, that's what pulls it back. So hopefully it doesn't stay stuck on. I guess I'll see if this works or not when I put it back on the car, but that's it back together. Not a whole lot to it aside from the internal stuff that I couldn't do because that snap ring, that internal one, just was not cooperating. And aside from buying a whole new brake caliper, I wasn't about to see if maybe this was wrong. The other side seemed to work fine, but this one just was fighting me. So that's that. I'll get back to it when we put it back in the car and we'll see if it works. Okay, so now we're back in the garage. The brake's on. I still need to hook up the brake line itself and bleed it. But as you can see, it spins. Caliper, it's not sticking. And by sheer luck, the e-brake works. So apparently it was just the piece in the middle that was broken. So pull the e-brake up. She's locked right in. She ain't going nowhere. Bring it back down. And it free spins again. So that's awesome for me. I don't have the brand new brake caliper. Everything seems to work. So now I got to get this all hooked back up and bled. And we should be good to go. As far as the brakes go, that was the only other problem this car had. It hasn't been fixed yet. I know on this side, I'm an idiot, and I forgot to put the spring. Try and get this crap over here. The spring and the little retaining clip right there, the spring rides on the passenger side, so I'm going to have to fight that and get it on. But I'll deal with that. So that's the brakes on this. Hopefully you guys could see it and learn something maybe. I know I learned quite a bit doing this. They can be a big pain in the butt, but it's better to have working brakes than no brakes at all. I mean, last thing you want to do is come up to a stop and not be able to stop, right? So on to the next project, whatever that may be.